implements. So I have retrieved my container of soiled implements, and I'm going over to the sink area, and the first thing that I'm going to do is find some cleansing solution for the first step of infection control. We're going to read the back, we're going to read the manufacturer's directions, and we're going to get going on cleaning. In here. Trying my implements after this first step. Of sanitation. Okay, so it's really important that our implements and container are dry, because we're going to move on to the second step of infection control, and that is disinfection. So we have sanitized, now we're going to disinfect, and we have to change our equipment in order to do that. So I'm going to take my glasses off, and I'm going to put on protective goggles as well as gloves, disposable gloves. I just tried to put that one upside down, sorry. Okay. And then we're going to have to go find something that's a little bit stronger that meets the guidelines for disinfection. So I'm going to use my mock barbicide. There's other things out there, but that's what I'm going to use today. And basically, you need to look on the front. If it's barbicide, make sure it's anti-rust. Otherwise, you have to look on the back to make sure that all of them have their EPA number, so that it's really an authentic product. It's not pretend. And then we need measuring cup for water and also the barbicide. So for this particular, the reason I'm reading directions is you have to know how much of this you need per water, like in order for the right solution to work, to actually disinfect it. For barbicide, it's 32 ounces of water. You would need 2 ounces of barbicide. My implements container is a little smaller, so I need 16 ounces of water. That's half that, which means I'll need 1 ounce of barbicide in order for it to be the proper formula to disinfect. So I'm putting my water in first. And now I'm going to measure out my barbicide. And I have a 1/4 cup here, which is wet, which means I have to dry it because I don't want to dilute my barbicide at all. It's just sitting on the side of the sink here, so it's wet. So this is a 1/4 cup, which is 2 ounces. We need 1 ounce. So I need half of this container to be my proper measurement. And I'm pouring it right in. And you'll notice that I don't have to mix at all. That'll be rinsed out. I'm going to put the lid on this. And you also have to put a lid on your implements container. Once it's tightly closed, I'm going to go over here and set a 10-minute timer. Be right back. So setting that timer for 10 minutes, you can hear the beeps. And we would wait that time. Now, we're not going to actually wait that time because we're making a video. So we're just going to pretend that that 10 minutes has lapsed. Beep, beep, beep. Let me go turn off the timer. And we're going to now get our implements container back to the sink, or where it should have been the whole time, out of the sink, and put on some super hot water so that we can rinse our implements off. So you're just going to pour that out. You're still in your protective gear, your gloves and your goggles. And we rinse everything thoroughly. Once you feel like you've rinsed everything, you're going to move on to your next step, which of course is to dry everything. Let's go away over here. Okay. Then you want to seal it tightly in your container, and then your implements that are have been sanitized and disinfected, you would then place out of reach of anything else that's contaminated. So you need to have a nice special place that you put them all the time where you're working, and then of course you can remove your goggles and your protective equipment and go back to doing your work.